Need to cut costs and streamline your workflows? Download the Business Process Reengineering presentation template to help your organization produce better products and yield higher ROI. BPR decreases management layers, accelerates workflows, and optimizes time-sensitive activities to transform your company into a lean, collaborative, and process-oriented organization. The template includes slides on function versus process orientation, BPR versus continuous improvement, BPR phases, common BPR tools, BPR service levels, change management, gap analysis, business benchmarking, value chain analysis, and top BPR strategies, plus many more. Stick to the end, and we'll explain how Airbnb used BPR to overhaul their entire product team to streamline its product design process from days to 45 minutes. Businesses are often function-oriented instead of process-oriented. Function-oriented organizations are hierarchical and prioritize exhaustive procedures that demand lots of overhead over more streamlined processes. Teams usually work together less, and individuals have less autonomy. Execs can use BPR to orient around process and become leaner with a flat organizational structure that focuses on the client and value chain to create a holistic, collaborative environment that tests faster with greater cost efficiency. BPR is different from continuous improvement as it fundamentally redesigns the company's internal structures. Where continuous improvement attempts to make subtle enhancements to create gradual change, BPR makes radical changes for high-impact, dramatic improvements. BPR can be divided into 4 stages that are repeated in a loop. The first stage is organize. Execs create a process map, prioritize areas for improvement, establish who will own each process, and then initiate the project. Second comes the process diagnosis. This stage usually entails a gap analysis or similar tool to evaluate how effectively the process meets your goals. Then, rate its ability to meet its customer requirements. Next is process redesign, where execs benchmark current processes, develop solutions to close the gap previously established, and get buy-in from key stakeholders to develop their process improvement plan. Finally, process deployment is where execs implement the process improvement plan, measure their results, obtain feedback from customers, and complete the whole BPR process again from stage 1. There are 8 common tools execs can use inside the BPR framework. The first is IT, to help implement process-oriented structures, automate process monitoring, and reduce delays and downtime. Second is change management, which execs use to coach individuals and teams to overcome resistance to change, which typically follows a standard pattern. Third, value chain analysis inspects the entire value chain to lower costs and increase output across all business activities. Benchmarking compares the organization's processes against its top competitor to strive for best-in-class performance. Activity-based accounting is a process-oriented way to control costs so funds move away from the areas of indirect benefit. Lastly, execs can implement tools to ensure teams self-monitor and are motivated to complete tasks autonomously. So what impact does BPR have? BPR begins with a definition of current processes to nudge them towards more value. As process efficiency improves and best practices are leveraged, the focus on function-specific projects expands into core business processes, and value expansion happens. Value chains are then focused on and optimized through business process redesign, and as the redesign reaps benefits for the organization, an entire enterprise-wide transformation occurs. As this occurs, the organization's strategic value is ultimately redefined and becomes more innovative. So what does this transformation look like in action? In May of 2015, Airbnb had a process problem. Designers had to wait on engineers to write code before they could visualize mockups on screen, while engineers had to wait for researchers to validate a product only to learn that some of their fundamental assumptions were completely off. This approach used research as a validation tool and lacked true engagement between teams at the earliest stages of the process. Their product designers, engineers, and researchers operated in a functional capacity instead of a process-oriented one. Through a collaborative BPR process, the 300-person product team spent 9 months to entirely revamp the process to improve efficiency and capture more value. They created a single digital collaboration environment where designers and engineers could work together in real time to update and redesign prototypes. This took a process that used to take days for product revisions and re-engineered it to take 45 minutes. In this instance, Airbnb used IT to streamline their systems, change management to coach the team through a 9-month whole system redesign, and change the internal value chain to prioritize outcomes instead of features. And they incorporated the research team early into the process so design could be iterative, streamlined, and tested early to achieve the best results. This process orientation ultimately made the product team more lean, holistic, team-oriented, and autonomous as workers knew they could trust each other since the digital platform showed all the updates and data in one place. If your current workflows are holding back more profitable outcomes, you need this presentation. Download the Business Process Reengineering presentation template for more slides on change management, gap analysis, business benchmarking, value chain analysis, and top BPR strategies, plus more to save time and hours of work. Thanks for watching.